Hey everybody, I'm on a roll today. I just found a bunch of comics that I have on my spinner rack, and I just bought some recently too. So, first issue of a new era of Joker. I think, I hate to tell you, but in if you look at Birds of Prey one-shot special with Batgirl, Greg Land swipes that face. I'm sorry, I can't resist, but it's the truth. So, of course, it's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. It's like that face is not like other faces. Neil Adams is really good at giving individual faces. Because most comics, especially in the 70s, it's like 60s and 70s, it's like without masks, Cap looked like Hawkeye, who looked like Hank Pym, who looked like whoever. And it's hard to tell them apart. So, I love that long, long chin. I guess that's a Neil innovation because I remember Jose Luis Garcia Lopez doing that with the Batman Hulk crossover, the Treasury edition, and I thought he came up with it, but I couldn't find this because it was too expensive. The original. This is a reprinting of it, which is brilliant. I love that Marvel DC are doing that. So this guy tries to run away, but Batman catches him. But there's one dumb thing, and I'm sorry, I have to address it. I'm asking you to put yourself in protective custody. Sure. Anything you say, only how's about we stop at my scow so I can get my toothbrush? A reasonable request. Lead on. And he leads. He's not behind the thug. So he gets clocked. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. So there he is, the Joker. Yeah. I love that there. Plop. But damn, it's beautiful work. It's a great story. Oh yeah. That got reused for some hardcover collections. And that is just like that is Batman right there. Love it. Like I said, I'm glad I could buy it because the original one you can't buy at a decent price unless it's practically falling apart. So, Vision and the Scarlet Witch. They had just left the Avengers, and so this is their first miniseries, and it's probably like maybe the 6th or 7th miniseries that Marvel started doing since 1982, and it has a very young Rick Leonardi at work. And he's inked by Ian Aiken and Brian Garvey, and it's scripted by Bill Manilow, who was everywhere. He sort of had a how can I put it? He would shepherd the characters. That's not the right way. He would just kind of protect them and do great stories about them. Look at those fades. The only problem, well, this is early in Leonardi's run, so you don't see a lot of his usual line work. And because if it was now, it would be really contrary. But for a new kid on the block, it works fine. But it's like I wouldn't want Ian Aiken to ink Leonardi now, because it's just, So amazing stuff here. And maybe because he was new, maybe the editor decided to get these guys who have done Raw Space Knight and some other stuff to kind of, make it work a little, kind of guarantee that the book would look cool. I love that face there of Scarlet Witch. It almost looks like a John Byrne face, but so good. And this is the miniseries where Scarlet Witch learns that Magneto is indeed her father. And I love it. It's a really good payoff. So. Dreadstar. I totally dug this. I love the coloring. It's like a painted coloring. And I know people would say it's kind of dated and that, but it was brand new. And his wife did it. And the other thing, too, is Dreadstar. The amazing thing is it was the very first Epic Comics, which was Marvel's. They did create their own books. They started with Dreadstar and Coyote, and then they went on to so many other things. Sisterhood of Steel, sort of the Swashbucklers, Martial Law, just tons of stuff. The only thing that disappointed me was towards the late 80s, they started putting that imprint on stuff like Electra Assassin. It's like that. I mean, I know it's more mature, but it's not creator-owned. So, but that's okay. And it was also 6 from Sirius, which reunites Doug Mensch and Paul Galassi from the Master Kung Fu days. That was pretty cool. So, all this death and destruction. The coloring didn't last. One thing Jim Starlin did that was brilliant is instead of it being a monthly book or a bi-monthly book, it was going to come out every 6 weeks. And that's a perfect amount of time to get your book done, even have a little bit of real life, away from the table. So the invasion has unquestionably succeeded. I love that fire. He's really on all cylinders there. And he swears that he's going to get revenge. I shall gladly act as your executioner. He says, Greg Zorn, did you know that back on Bifrexia centuries ago, when the ancestors went into a battle that they thought they might not return from, they wore battle paint to show their ancient gods and their enemies what fearsome and worthy warriors they were. It was a good custom. Fucking badass, man. Fucking badass. So this is the bad guy. I can't remember his name. Master Z. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff. He's inking himself on this. It just goes on and on. And me and my best friend, Deerwood, we lost our minds when we saw this. And there's a loose pencil, not a color hold, just a loose pencil that's been lightly painted over to give that illusion. So that's just stunning. Oh my gosh. Probably my favorite issue. And there he is. There's Lord Papal, who, I mean, what a great design. No, a sword's too clean a death for you. Gets rid of a sword, grabs a chain. No, I've still got personal reserves to call upon. No chance. So you see repeated floggings with the chain. And he gets surrounded by a bunch of, hired guards. Well, what do we have here? Hang on. Doody-doo. I ruined my rhythm, Pally. Mr. Not. Well, these guys are ready to, take him in. They think he's full of shit. They go, I don't know, but whatever it is, he looks more dead than alive. Maybe we should put out of its misery. So it's a sword. It's me, it's Dreadstar. And they're gone. Man, fantastic book. And here we get Iron Man. This is the interim between, actually, Denny O'Neil was writing it still, right? Yeah. Armor. The new armor was presented in issue 200, and the book was doing a bunch of done in one books, which was good. And man, Mark Bright, that's so cool. But then later on, a lot of covers were done by who else but Babyface Bob Layton, and it was kind of like I didn't get it. I was like, why are you just doing the covers? But with issue 215, he came back on board. They kept Mark Bright because they knew he was bright. He was a great Iron Man artist, and he especially did this complex armor really well. And David Michelinie came back. It was the second great era of Iron Man. That face looks like it's redrawn. It really doesn't look like, I don't know. But the rest of the book's pretty much... Oh, yeah. Those wacky Aiken and Garvey guys that come around all the time. I love that armor. And Bob Layton did design it. He just wasn't on the book for 15 more issues. There's this cloaking device that Denny O'Neil came up with. And when Layton came along, they got rid of it. They said it was affecting his nervous system and stuff. And I thought that was good because he was like way too powerful. I mean, if you could be invisible to eyes and radar and all that stuff, there's just no stopping you. Wow, look at that. Yep. I like the dry brush there. Or it's regular brush with scratches. As I mentioned on a previous episode, you scratch it with. Here's your no prize. So, good stuff. And we wrap up with the brilliant Walter Simonson, his era of taking over, not the New Gods, but Orion, which was a great idea, because we're New Gods. It's been revived so many times at this point. You know, this is like 2000, about 2000, New Millennium, and he decided to focus on Orion, and that logo is really kick-ass. And he'd do like 17 pages, then like 5 pages would be guest artists. But like we're talking creme de la creme, like we're talking Jim Lee and Scott Williams on this particular issue. And I love his fade, how he does that. I've swiped that on, not swiped it, I've borrowed that on some commissions I've done. So, wowzer. And John Workman, who worked with Walt back on Thor for years, they're reunited. Actually, I don't know if they ever worked separately before. Whoa. And I also like how Walt added a little more to Orion's costume, because all he had was a very generic costume, and the whole design was just that Astro chair he rode. And colors by Tatiana Wood. That is Wally Wood's widow. So just so much going on. It's like it has the grandeur of Thor, but he's completely different from Thor. Thor is he's empathic to others' plights, and this guy's just anger, and he has fits of, mercy, but wow, love it. And he's like, hey, come here, you. And I like the weird like crawl across the screen there with some kind. I don't even think it's a like a foreign way of script or anything. I think it's just design. And here's Light Ray, who actually is pretty good in this book. Before then, Light Ray was just this loiterer. And here comes Shazamsky, I meant to say. Here we go. The Garden. Jim Lee and Scott Williams, top creators. There's Darkseid, trying to blast this woman, but she says, Lord, you are trying my patience. Oop. But Darkseid. I'm not big on a buff Darkseid. I like him to be like a huge tree trunk with arms. I mean, that's a little too superhero-y for me. Like when I got the ink Howard Porter on I did a few pages of Darkseid, and he got it right. But I mean, who's going to say this is a bad page? It's fantastic. So that's it. And my voice is starting to give out, so I think that might be it for today. And I hope you all well. And click if you like it. Please leave comments below. What these comics mean to you. If it's something new. If you have a extra nugget of information I don't have. And please hit like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And take care, everyone. Bye.